Hey guys, welcome to our first virtual math lesson. I want you to make sure that you have something to write with. So make sure you have a pencil and paper, or if you have a whiteboard and marker at home, just make sure that you have those things, because we're not just going to watch. You're going to do the work with me as we go. So if I'm writing it, you're writing it unless I tell you otherwise. So hopefully you have everything you need. If not, pause the video and grab your materials. And then come back and unpause, and we're going to get ready to go. So today we are reviewing two important math skills that we had just finished learning about in math. The first is we're going to change a mixed number into an improper fraction. And we do that using our swoop technique. And I'm sure that after we do a couple, it's going to come right back to you. So as you know, a mixed number is a whole number with a fraction, like 3.5 or 4.5. And then an improper fraction is a fraction that's greater than 1, where the number on top, the numerator, is larger than the denominator on the bottom. And we're going to make two equal things. We're going to take a mixed number and turn it into an equivalent improper fraction. So to start with, let's have the number 3.5. This is definitely a mixed number. We can see the whole number, 3 wholes, plus the fraction, a half. So 3.5, and I want to know how many halves is that? Okay. So I'm going to turn it into an improper fraction. And the way we do that was using our swoop technique. We're going to multiply and then add. And let's think about why we do that. Well, if we have halves, we know that there's 2 halves in every whole. If we have 3 wholes, that's 3 groups of 2, or 3 times 2. And then we have that 1 extra half from the fraction. So that's 3 wholes with 2 halves in each whole. That's 3 times 2, 3 groups of 2. Plus that 1 extra half, that 1 extra piece. So for swoop, we simply multiply the denominator by the whole number and then add the numerator. 3 groups of 2 plus 1 extra half. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. That makes 7 halves. Let's go ahead and do one more example. Let everybody write the mixed number 5 and 2/7. 5 and 2/7. How do we change this mixed number into an improper fraction? We're going to swoop. 5 times 7 plus 2. Why do we do that? Remember, there's 5 wholes. There's 7 sevenths in each whole. That is 5 groups of 7. So we have 5 times 7 plus the 2 extra pieces. Ooh, let me move this a little bit. Sorry about that, guys. Still trying to figure out this whole thing. And they're all sevenths. So what is 5 times 7? 35, plus 2 more, 36, 37. 37 sevenths. Okay, now we're going to do the opposite. Instead of going from a mixed number to an improper fraction, we're going to take an improper fraction and turn it into a mixed number. And how do we do that? We simply divide. We see how many whole times the bottom number fits in, and that's our whole number. And then the remainder, how much is left, that's going to be the fraction part of the mixed number. So let's start with the improper fraction, 32 fifths. 32 fifths. And all we need to do is divide 32 by 5. Why do we do that? Well, how many fifths are in a whole? 5. Every group of 5 fifths will make 1 whole. So over here on the side, everybody do the long division problem, 32 divided by 5. Now, for some of us, we can simply count on our fingers, and I'll model that in just a second. How many times does 5 go into 32? Well, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's 6 whole times. That's 6 groups of 5 that go into 32 for 30 fifths. And there would be 2 left over. This 6 is our whole number because there was 6 groups of 5 fifths. So that means every 5 fifths is a whole. So that means that there was 6 wholes. And then there's 2 pieces left over. So my remainder becomes the numerator. That's how many fifths are left, 2. And my denominator dominates, right? We say the denominator dominates, and it always stays the same. So we have fifths here. There's also fifths there. So that means 32 fifths is 6 wholes with 2 fifths left over. Many of us need to write the long division to show all the work each time, but some of us prefer to use our fingers. We can do that too. So here's a model, if I didn't write it this way, how I would solve the problem. 32 divided by 5, I'm going to count by 5s till I get close to 32. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's 6. 6 fingers is 6 wholes. And then I simply count up from 30, 31, 32. How many pieces are left? 2. What size are they? Fifths. Let's do another example. Let's say we had 28 fourths. I'm going to give everybody a second to get 28 fourths written down. How do we turn that into a mixed number? We divide, right? So I'm going to do 28 divided by 4. How many times does 4 go into 28? 4, 8, 12, 16 in the blue with 20, 24, 28. I got right on there 7 times. And that was 28, nothing left over. So how many times does 4 go into 28? 7 whole times. And there was 0 pieces left over. So I could write 0 fourths if I wanted, right? Or I could just leave it plain at 7. So now that we've reviewed both of these, I also am going to assign you on IXL some practice problems. What I want you to do is do the problems until you get the gold medal, until your SMART score reaches 100. Okay, so if you have any questions or need any help, send me an email and we can chat together and I can go into a little bit more practice problems with you. Okay, good luck.